Sometimes it can be tempting to just rush something out, to try to get to the finish line, even if things aren't completely constructed. However, as I was tuning into your sign, Capricorn, it's going to be really, really important to focus on the foundation. In my mind's eye, I saw someone walking on this sort of plank of wood, and it's kind of like they were tiptoeing. And I thought to myself, what's the rush? Or why not just push back and say, I need a little bit more time? It's okay to do that, particularly if you're not ready, if you're not comfortable, or if you don't feel safe and supported. So speaking of big decisions, what Spirit is conveying in this moment is, are you ready for this level of investment? We're not just talking about money here. This is like time, energy, and also just sort of like passion. Yes, it can also be money. So if you have something that you need to commit to sign on the dotted line, make sure that mind, body, and spirit, you're really prepared for this. If not, this period of time is going to be perfect to research, to talk to other people, and to get yourself sort of like mentally ready to take that leap of faith. By the way, my name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. This reading is for Capricorn. It's good from the 26th of August to the 26th of September. I've missed you guys. I've been in the process of moving. If you've wondered, like, where did Nicholas go? What's going on? If you haven't checked out my dailies, you should. I've been here all along with all the dailies, and I'm here every weekend for a live stream. But the monthlies had to go on pause because I moved nothing short of like 6,000 miles. I was in Southern California. Now I'm in the middle of Spain. So thank you for giving me time to get relocated. Starting with October, all the signs will be on the same schedule. But for the last few of this batch of readings, I wanted to make sure you still got a month. And unlike most signs, you're going to get a little bit into September. So that's my bonus for you for waiting. All right, let's get started. I'm going to say hi to Apollo and then we'll shuffle the cards. As you can see, Apollo is living his best life, enjoying the sun, and just sort of really taking to this move quite well. Before I shuffle the cards, do me a favor if you're new, subscribe, like, leave a comment. And now, let's go ahead and see what's in store for you. We're going to begin with 3 cards looking at the past, present, and future, and then we'll radiate out and look at some more stuff. Whatever you're looking for, you're closer than you think. As I look here at the deep past, we have the 3 of Wands. It's in the reverse position, but the 3 of Wands is still quite good. Here, if we look at it upright, we can see her gazing out at the ocean. There's one difference between this and the original version, and that's that typically the person's waiting for the ships to come in, but in this interpretation, she is the ship. It's sort of like you're embodying whatever it is that you seek. And also, this is always a card that's connected to where you're looking. So it's important for you to know that if you're willing to try something a little bit different, either the timing, the shape, the format, something about it's just a little bit more unexpected. If you can embrace that unusual aspect of it, you can get what you're looking for faster. You may be looking in the wrong direction. You may be looking more at the past. This used to work. Why isn't it working now? And Spirit's coming through and saying, because it's a different time, it's a different you. For those of you that watch the channel a lot, you also know that I connect the surfer in particular as a symbol to the tower as well. And because this surfer is connected to the 3 of Wands, we can connect these 2 things together. So there might be a change for the better. It might be a lot of change, but if you're willing to roll with the punches, it's going to be good for you. The key thing here is to look at how this can benefit you. Anytime there's a change in our life, we can end up on our feet, kind of like a cat with 9 lives, if we are willing and ready to see the change, embrace the change, and be the change, okay? So ultimately, I like what I see here. It's showing me that you're closer than you think to something happening. It's just a matter of perspective. All right, let's take a look at what's coming through here in the present. So in the present, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is in the reverse position. And in this particular moment, it's important for you to figure out what it is that you want. And, you know, the reason that this is so essential is that we spend a lot of our lives trying to please others. Will this make you happy? Will this make you proud? Will this make me successful? Will people like this? And this card is really begging the question, do you want to do it? Is it what you want? Okay? I also love that we see this little pig flying in the corner and this person looking up, all this energy coming out from their heart. And it's sort of like, gosh, what if that's possible? What if that crazy dream could come true? who's to say it's crazy? Who's to say this isn't something that you should be doing? This is a moment to live for you, to live for now, not to wait or wish away time and think, well, one day I can do this. Maybe when I retire, maybe when I accomplish this, maybe when this whole laundry list of things has been checked off, then I can be happy. And Spirit's coming through and it's saying, no, it's important to find things right here, right now that bring that sense of joy and fulfillment. You might just be feeling highly sensitive. And if there's a lot that's going on, find an outlet, find a person to talk to. Now, it's interesting that in this position, the person is staying sort of like practical when it comes to love. When we look at this, it's head over heels. So it's important here not to get lost in the moment. Don't make a decision in love, in business, in life if you're feeling emotionally triggered, either like the best or worst day ever. That's not the day to make a decision. Breathe, buy yourself a little bit of extra time, and then decide. Ultimately, though, the fact that we have the Page of Cups coming through for this moment in time, it does portend good things, and it means that the universe is setting you up for new relationships, new opportunities, etc., but you have to be ready for it. I like where you're sitting here in the future state. So we have the King of Wands. I also love that we see the beautiful lion in the background representing bravery and the ability to lead. So what's King of Wands good for? Innovation. We don't always talk about that. Yes, this is a boss card, but it's also innovation, invention, intuition, and passion. And if you're not feeling some combination of these things right now, this card is inviting you to find it in your life and say, well, what is it that makes my heart skip a beat? What is it that inspires me? So I want you to feel that sense of passion and inspiration. If you're not, now is the time to step into that. Are you set up for the traditional interpretations of this card, which is leadership? Absolutely. Are you set up also to lead the charge and make something happen? Yes, you can. The thing here is, we were talking about the leap of faith. I really feel like the embodiment piece is the missing component here. You have to believe in yourself. It reminds me of The Wizard of Oz, where at the very end, the sidekicks for Dorothy, all of them had these little plaques and awards and stuff that represented something that they already had within. And for the lion, it was bravery, of course. So if you're feeling like, I'm not sure if I can do it, I see in this card you absolutely can. It might just be a matter of faking it till you make it, or getting some support in your life where someone believes in you, they can champion you, they can mentor you. So maybe you're going to seek out that mentorship. Let's go ahead and look at a catalyst card. This is going to help reveal like one key thing that you can do to open up the potential that we're already starting to see here. Sometimes you can't make this up, so we actually have another version of the lion. So just in case you were thinking, can I do it? Literally, this strength card is the embodiment of both the lion and the human aspects here. And it's asking you, are you leading or are you following? Because we have the lamb as well. So if you're willing to step into something where you believe in your vision, your cause, yourself, then others will follow. The strength card also indicates a moment where sometimes people will come through and ask you, why are you doing this? Are you sure you want to do this? And they're not so much calling into question your ability, more your commitment. Remember what I said, are you committed? Are you ready to sign on the dotted line? So get to that point that you're committed, because then, without a shadow of a doubt, you can say yes, because, and yes, let's do this. There may also be some issues coming through with parents. So the King of Wands and the Strength card, very much paternal, maternal energy. This is someone in your life that really knows how to get under your skin sometimes and may try to get you to say or do something that you don't want to do. The traditional version of this card, she has her hands in the mouth of the lion. And in this one, she's just the embodiment of the two. So you can face that person in your life, a mom, a boss, a sister, a brother, and say, that's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I said. Hold on a second. And you can stand your ground. And I think that's the most important thing that you can do, is stand up for yourself, advocate for your decision making, and really believe in yourself. It all comes down to, do you believe in yourself? If you do, the sky is the limit. Let's go ahead now and expand this forecast. We're going to take a deeper dive into health, wealth, love, and destiny. We're going to start off with your health, which is your mind, body, and spirit. All right, let's see what's in store. All right, so your health message is the Tower, and the Tower represents a major shift. Sometimes this is precipitated by something that we choose: to have a baby, to get married, to get retired, graduation, moving. These are all things that, just like the surfing card that I talked about earlier, you may seek out. It still could be surprising because when the change happens, it could either be a little bit easier or a little bit more involved than you anticipated. So there's an element of surprise. I mean, there always is, but a little bit of element of surprise around anticipation and preparation for this tower. So you might have seen it coming, you might have created it, but it's still a tower. So give yourself time to get used to something. Okay, that's the first message. Towers can also be inflammation. So if out of nowhere you're seeing like a rash or there's maybe some joint pain or something of that nature, sometimes as quickly as it appears, it can also go away. And you would want to work with a healthcare professional for that. An instance, or example in my own life was I had a rash that came out of nowhere when I first moved here to Spain. And I think it could have had to do with, I was staying with someone. So it might have been like the fabric softener that they were using, because once I got into my own place, it went away. So if it just came out of nowhere and it's something like inflammation on the skin, maybe it's just transitional. If it's something else, joint pain or inflammation in another part of your body, obviously work with a professional. I still went to a dermatologist and got a cream for that. It went away. She told me it would, but it's always good to check it out. All right. This can also be your system saying you need to change what you're doing. So sometimes at certain age brackets, you'll get something that you didn't before. Arthritic pain or blood pressure, blood sugar, whatever it might be in your particular situation, this is the wake-up call. So all you have to do is listen and adjust. And with the tower, there's at least 3 warnings. Usually you see it in the distance. So this could be family history. Then you hear the sound. And for you, this could also be listening to the doctor, or listening to your body. Then you feel the rumble, and that's when it actually comes through the body. So ideally, we want to catch it in the first couple of signals. So by that 3rd time, you've got to deal with it. The good news with the tower here, like I said, it feels like it's going to be something that you can move through, and as long as you listen to your body and listen to the people around you, you'll be all right. A couple of other things. Get a second or get a third opinion even for that matter, because the more points of view that you have, the more you can make an informed decision. Emotions can also create certain, sort of flare-ups in the body. Hormonal changes can do the same. So make sure that you're getting opinions from people that are looking at the holistic body, not just trying to put the salve on the rash, but also like, well, how did this start? How long has it been there? Like, what else have you gone through? They're looking at the family history. But emotional stuff could definitely be creating some of this or exacerbating it a bit. I do feel like you're going to be able to get a handle on this. The strength card we can read at face value, which is basically an encouragement for you to take better care of your physical body. So making sure that there's enough exercise, there's enough sleep, and that you're really feeling strong and connected to your body. Sometimes we try to numb the body, we try to abuse the body, and it's saying you can't avoid stimulants, avoid, sort of like working yourself to exhaustion and not getting enough sleep. And if you're too sedentary, this is the moment to really take care of that. What I love about the tower, even in health, is it's not a permanent state. It comes and it goes. It's what you do with the tower that matters the most, okay? Now let's take a look at wealth, which is your resources, your life purpose, and your career. Look at how the 2 emotional cards are right next to each other. So there's a little bit of a check-in with what you're doing, and it's saying, do you like this? Do you feel this? Is this you? And again, I feel like there might have been a people-pleasing part of you from the past. That was a lot of rhyming and alliteration. But there's something from the past where you wanted to make other people happy, and Spirit is saying, but do you like it? Is this what you want? So just going to put that out there. This is also about, look at this little love letter in the corner. So make sure if there's something that you truly want, that you're not afraid to put yourself out there. At a job, you could say, I'm really interested in this position, or I've been working hard for this and I want that. Can we work together? This is a card of partnership, the Knight of Cups. So work together, put yourself out there, let people know if you're appreciative, if you're unhappy, if you're like not in a complaining way, but more like, I really want to do this and I'm doing this. How can we bring it more in the center so that we're both happy in this situation? Let your feelings kind of like get out there. Otherwise, they find a way to show up, and it's not always ideal. The Tower can show up in your body. It can also show up in conversations. So we want to find a way to be happy. And these are the only two, actually, I take it back. There are three reversals, but the Three of Wands is not that bad. It's just about perspective. But I think what could be skewing the perspective is your general emotional state of being. All right, we're going to break this down. We're going to start off with those of you that currently have a job. If you have a job, you could be in the middle of a reorganization. There could be a new boss coming in. There could also just be this moment of clarity where you think to yourself, all right, I went to school for this. I'm good at what I'm doing, but I don't know if I want to do this anymore. So there's a little bit of this wake-up call, and it's what you do with that that matters. But change is here. If you are in the middle of restructuring or reorganization, Three of Wands portends good things because you can speak to what you would like to see in this new role, this new company, etc. And the early bird gets the worm here, so speak up if you want to. Avoid complaining. There might be some low morale or even like your own emotions are kind of in a exacerbated state. So try to keep it more goal-oriented and positive when possible. Especially if this is going on, because they're looking for people that can see the silver lining. You have the ability, actually, believe it or not, to level up. So if you play your cards right, I feel like you could actually be in a good position. The only thing that's a little challenging in this layout here is for some of you, you're in a place where it's very top heavy and they need to really reorganize that part of it. And I'm not necessarily seeing it. So this, if there is something going on where it's a little unsteady, because I saw that plank where you're kind of walking, some of you might just be ready to look for something else. And I totally understand that. I think that if you play your cards right, you'll be okay, but there is a little bit of uncertainty around this. Positivity and proactive conversations go a long way. Okay, moving on to entrepreneurs. I think it's time to evolve the way that you're working or organizing your company. For some of you, there could just be this sense of you're not happy. You were at one point, but maybe you've accomplished a lot, and it's like you're too in the weeds, you're too in the sort of minutia to be able to see the big picture. If you have, I don't see a lot of financial energy around this yet, but if you have the finances, you could delegate and you could then level yourself up into a different position where you're doing more like operational or inspirational type work. Because I remember this at the beginning saying, are you feeling passionate about it? Also, I think it's important this month to express gratitude towards both customers and employees if you have them in your company. That's going to go a long way towards the general health and well-being. Let me just pull this back a little bit because it keeps shaking. There we go. All right, moving onward now to those that are job seeking. If you're looking for a job, it's kind of tenuous right now with the Tower here. I do see a lot of options, but I also see a lot of competition. One thing that can help you with job seeking is looking in a slightly different geographical area. Also, maybe just kind of repackaging your skills a bit and thinking, hey, I can also do this. What if I were to pivot? You don't have to do like a completely different career path. It's more just thinking, what if I slightly go in this direction rather than that? And can you find something? Yes, but the question is, how can you stand out from the crowd? Really lean into your strengths. And if I can look at the strengths here, it would be passion, innovation, leadership. And again, a big part of this is you believing in yourself. Okay, students, the biggest challenge right now is focus. The Tower can represent clouded thoughts, clouded vision, and inability to be able to work where you're at. For some of you, there's too much activity. The dormitory, the housing situation, it's just a lot. Or you're looking at the future and you're thinking it's changing, like the market's changing, or your decision on what you want to do is changing. Finish out what you've started, because we're already into a semester, but get some advice and see what you can do to pivot. I really do think that rather than throwing everything out the window, it might just be a slight change to a few of your classes that could make the difference here. So get some advice and don't make an emotional decision. Give it some time. Give the semester a chance to finish, but then plan for what your plan B or C will be. So it does look like some of you are exploring different options, whether it's to like change up the major, look at a transfer, but you don't have to do it right now. You're looking at the next semester, possibly even the next year. And then that means that you can make some smart choices right now. For the rest of you, you just need a better place to work, study, or live. Something around the ability to focus is coming through loud and clear there. Retirees. Speaking of living situations, same thing. There might be something about where you're at, where you're feeling this sense of discontent. A little bit of wanderlust, a desire to travel. Also a desire to find better peer or friend groups. And ultimately, I just see like an independent flair. So whether you're in a partnership or not, you might just be feeling this need to be on your own, and so be it. These are also great cards for teaching or volunteering. So if you want to do that, great. But otherwise, I'm getting very much entrepreneurial spirit here, and go for that if that's you. Okay, let's take a look at love and see what's going on in all aspects of your relationships. Okay, it's a month in which you are going to get clarity, or a 30-day period in which you're going to get clarity. So the Seven of Cups. Talk about your hopes, your fears, your dreams. Ask someone if you're not clear on where you stand. Ask someone what they're looking for. Because typically this is a blue sky card and the person's looking at all of this. We can still see that pondering look. Like, am I in? Am I out? Do they like me? Do they not? And rather than play a guessing game, ask. So let's break this down into a few different categories. First of all, when I look at this in a private reading, this is usually showing someone thinking about you. They may be wondering what you're doing, what you're thinking, and also they might be wondering, like, again, are we on solid ground? So if anything's come up, an argument, a change, something that could represent insecurity, let your partner know how you feel one way or the other. You owe that to them, and you owe that to you. Both of you are coming through as sensitive, as being maybe even more sensitive than usual. I see a card here that's representing a future. It just might be some changes in some of your goals and dreams, but I feel like you can navigate it. As long as you speak up and speak often with one another, you'll be okay. A great way to kind of like begin a difficult conversation with the Seven of Cups is, what do you think about this? How do you feel? I've been considering this. You give them a chance to step into your thought process a little bit, okay? It can be scary to breach one of those conversations, but a lot of times the partner sees it coming. So especially with this, they see that something's going on, better to bring it out, better to talk about it. This can also be things out of your control. So one of you might be changing your career. There might be some health challenges, something going on with a family member. Nothing to do with you, but nonetheless, because you're partnered, it's going to affect you. So talk to them about that. Ask them, what can I do? How can I be there for you? That can just be all this is about. And there's a lot of love with these two cards, with the Knight and with the Page. So it's just about being honest with one another, okay? If you're single and looking, we have a lot of water energy coming through. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We have a ton of Leo energy coming through too, possibly a fire sign. So more than one option on the table. I think the challenge if you're single and looking is this. All the changes that are going on elsewhere in your life could be a little intense. This isn't the traditional illustration, but if it were, we would have the head over heels stuff. We still got it in this. So if you meet someone this month, it could be so intense that you kind of lose your footing. That goes back to what I was talking about at the beginning. So just make sure you ground yourself and that you really figure out who you are, what you want, and how you feel in this relationship, okay? Take it slowly. That would be my advice for single and looking. Now, taking a look at single and happy, good for you. I think that this is a really great time to explore your dreams. One aspect of the Seven of Cups that I didn't talk about is just that it is a daydreaming, dreaming, and visualization card. And from that, major shifts and changes and awakenings could happen. I think this is also a chance for you to finish up projects and see great movement in that part of your life, improvements in health, and really the ability to like develop or start something brand new, like an idea or a project on the horizon. Okay, what's this all about? Let's take a look at your destiny. All right. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, but it's in the reverse position. Things that were once of great value or importance may have shifted. Other things now might take center stage. It's normal as we get older to have these sort of shifts happen within our life. Don't be afraid to embrace that and know that this could actually bring about some really great growth potential in your life. You might also be thinking of taking an investment and moving it around, and this is a good time to get a handle on your money. I do like that we see something associated with a calculated risk here. These are like chips that you would see at a casino. We have the dice here, and it's saying, I feel invested enough, going back to the whole idea of invested enough in myself or this vision to take a calculated leap of faith, to take a calculated risk. Only you can decide if or when that's right for you, but I'm seeing that from an energetic perspective, it feels like a door is opening up there. All right, let's go a little bit deeper into two cards here. I want to take a look at what your major breakthrough could be this month and what the block associated with that breakthrough might be. So first, let's look at your breakthrough. And then let's pull a card associated with a potential block. Your breakthrough this month is the Eight of Cups in the reverse position. It's a chance for you to go back and finish something that you've been procrastinating on, something that you might have thought, can I do it? Will I do it? This card is saying yes, but you have to decide to do that. Some of you are also way overdue for a vacation or a holiday, and in order to give yourself what you need to continue working so hard and sustainably finish all of your projects, you might need a break, take a holiday. Also, if you have a major decision, give yourself time, whether it's a few hours or a few days. That can make all the difference. And it can help you get out of that heavy energy that we were seeing with the Knight and the Page of Cups. All right, so what is the block for some of you? An attachment. It could be someone else being attached to you or to your decision, a family member wanting you to do something. And when you decide to do something else, they step in and say, but wait a second, how about me? If you loved me, you would do this. It's a conditional energy around relationships. So let's not let that happen, because unconditional love is, I may not agree with everything that you're doing, but I support you. How can I help you with this change? Like, that's a mature way to say, I disagree, but I love you, so I'm happy if you're happy. Like, you can just be that for someone else, and you don't even have to say all of that. A better way is just, and it could be you, so this is why I'm saying this. If you don't agree with someone, just say, would this make you happy? Then I'm happy for you. If they're not asking for your opinion, don't offer it. It will save you a lot of time and energy and possibly an argument. There could also just be an unexpected relationship coming into your life that slows you down a little bit. Sometimes the block can be a good block, but nonetheless, that's what I'm picking up on. Feel free to take a moment now and ask a silent question. Whatever it is that you might be needing some guidance on, I'm going to shuffle the cards and see what Spirit has to say. Okay, we have two cards that came through, so let's talk about it. The first of the two is the Six of Pentacles. The second is the Magician in the reverse position. So Six of Pentacles has to do with choices in your life, and sometimes limited resources, but not to the point that you can't accomplish your goal. So make smart choices. There's always going to be open hands asking for more, so you have to be discerning. Yes to this, no to that. And then also when you're looking at what your goals are, I can accomplish this now, I'll do that tomorrow. Or if you want to do it all at once, you'd have to ask for like more time, more help, something of that nature. Smart choices basically will give you more than what you need to accomplish all the goals. Do you believe in yourself? Are you focused? Because the reverse magician usually lacks both of those. Otherwise, he can do anything he sets his mind to. So when the card is reversed, it's really inviting faith in your own capacity and focus. And as long as you have that, it's going to be a great 30-day period ahead. And again, just in case you were wondering what that period of time is, it is from the 26th to the 26th of August and September. And again, starting with October, everything will be back on a normal schedule. So before I wrap up, just a couple of quick notes. right here, right now. Please subscribe if you're brand new, leave a comment, like, and if you have the resources and feel compelled, feel free also to leave a sticker with your comment or to become a channel member. These things really help me be able to continue doing what I'm doing because it's a big landscape with a lot of creators out there, so every little bit helps, and I just want to say thank you. You can also find out more about me on my website, nicholasashbaugh.com. From there, you can follow me on social media. You can also give back through PayPal. If you'd like to book a private reading, you can also do so from there. And that, my friends, is everything. Thank you for being the absolute best part of what I do here on YouTube. I wouldn't be here without your love and support. I wish you a great 30-day period ahead. And again, we'll all catch up together in October. Check out those daily, weekly, and monthly videos on my main channel page. Until next time.